Why wouldn't I be feeling it inside me where it currently is? Get it now? The probably final chase sequence? Schmecker, leave me alone. How does he not get like tied up wherever he goes? What the hell? Ring da gong. Oh shit. What the fuck? Was this Slender Man running from? I don't know. This seems to be the director of this like facility where the Plague Mask boy has like some memories of or something. What? What is he doing? Why don't he come with me? Oh, the King Jong-un puppet from... Okay, fine, I'll give you that. It does look like the Team America one. Why did it take so long to go? Some of the shots and angles are cool in this game. Like, this is neat. The mirror. What? Wow, what the fuck? Why'd you hesitate? Well, that's what you get. That's what you get. That pause was like the pause in the second. Hurry! What? That's not what we're supposed to do. Can't hold his hand. He's gonna stay with it and see what happens. Shoot his eyeball. Yeah, I can't move. There we go. Bro, what? That's kind of shit. A little bit poop. Spinal struggle.
Lizard, lizard, lizard.
Yeah, that was Tiger. What is he doing? Let's go. Trying to go where the NPC is because he knows where shit's gonna fall. Oh my god, dude, please. I'll do this again. Oh, fucking hell. Dooley, man, thanks for the 13 Prime, you know. No. Yours. Def not. No way, I can't believe this fun. Start just grab it. Listen. What? Oh god. I'm like itching my nose waiting. Like grab too early, then he won't grab. You have to re-grab. Bro, just shoot the fucking hand. What do you mean? It's not even under my control. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Is it dead? my knee. It was all a dream. He's dreaming of a grand adventure with his dolly. But wait, there's more. Director Schmechter has perished. And now you want your mask? Okay. Quite true. Oh yeah, where else is he gonna go, Thule? Twisted mind unraveled. I should not want to go. She keeps being led into all these fucked up, dangerous situations. She bailed on him. And then she'd fade out of existence. The map. Sad. That was his map that she put in her pocket when he got upset about the mirror. Okay. So I guess his mind was so fucked up that even his imaginary doll friend didn't want to be with him. Is I guess what happened. The story wasn't terrible overall, but it's certainly like a different direction. On the story, that is. There was this one was more like the kid. So I guess the kid was in like a mental asylum, and he had his doll, right? And he basically dreamt up like, or thought up these imaginary adventures, but they were very like twisted and fucked up to the point that even the doll didn't want to go with him and be his friend in the end. So it's definitely a different take. I mean, the first games were like real, you know what I mean? Like in the sense of they weren't like a dream or something like that. Yeah, that was a game. Certainly not as strong as the previous 2 entries. But like story was like kind of intriguing, to be honest. I don't think it was like terrible or anything. I mean, if you look at the first Little Nightmares too, there wasn't really much to make of the story, right? There was just she became the monster at the end kind of thing. These games weren't like meant for their heavy narrative, but looks like the doll got kicked out. Oh, you think that's what happened? Oh, like he went back to the real world with that final mirror, and then she couldn't exist there. Yeah, that makes sense too. That could be it. But she was hesitant to. Oh, maybe that's why she was hesitant to go, because she knew she'd fade from existence. But why did he need her to come with him then? But yeah, those like, I don't know. I just didn't get like the same creepy vibes from the previous 2. The third act was pretty good. I liked the third act. The third act was pretty darn good. That was more akin to what I expected and liked with the circus and all that stuff. I thought that was a good one. The first 2 acts were really kind of weak, and the fourth one was okay. But like, especially in the first 2 acts, there was just, but like throughout the entire game, there was just not. There's a lot of stretches of just nothing happening. Yeah, buddy, how's your bum? You okay? Like there was just not any like monster stuff. The puzzles were like, if you could even call them puzzles, you just kind of walk into a room and it's like, okay, well you have to shoot this thing, and then the door opens, and there were just like a lot of just rooms in a row of just that kind of stuff nonstop. And then just the final chase sequence and the chapter was over and it became like repetitive. The monsters themselves, I didn't find that creepy overall either. Kind of. The one in Act 4 was pretty good. Act 3, like I said, was a good act. And I don't really think the co-op added much to it for puzzles, because they kind of just always like, well, here's something you shoot, and in the next room, here's something you hit with a wrench, and, you know. I don't know, but she knew she couldn't exist, didn't want to go. Since, yeah, that makes sense too, Thule. I like that take on the story. IGN level difficulty of puzzles, yeah, it was alright. The game ran really well. It was mostly bug-free and jank-free. The environments were, like, cool. They were, like, well, you know, they looked neat and stuff. Aesthetics were nice, but overall, yeah, I don't know. It was alright. It wasn't as good as the other ones. You could tell it had new devs. And also just the puzzle types they had. Give me 1 second. And like the puzzle types they had were like literally just ripped out of the first and second game. There's like barely any new creativity. Actually, I don't even think there was a new puzzle type at all. Prego Sloot? Yeah, buddy. Your bum okay? That's a clean bum. Yeah, there's just like all the puzzles were. I mean, like, how many times did we get to a puzzle or a room and I'm like, oh yeah, this is just like the first game. Oh yeah, it's just like the second game. There was like zero creativity or frankly like difficulty. So I don't know. I just didn't feel that like intensity and creepiness, and for the most part, like I said, there was a couple of parts of the game that were good. It was also short, obviously. Matisse Gaydu. It was pretty short. All of them have been pretty short, but the first one was like 4 or 5 hours, and then the second one was like 6, I think, 6 to 8, and then this one went back in length with less chapters, and I know they're going to release the DLC later, but less base chapters, and they charged more for it. I definitely have an issue with the price point on this game. I don't think it was worth it. I don't think they changed or added or did enough to earn themselves another $10 US price tag bump on this. Yeah, I'm waiting on Reanimal, right? Because Reanimal is going to be from the Little Nightmares 1 and 2 devs. These were new devs. It wasn't the same devs as the old games, and you can kind of tell. It feels like these devs, to me, were like hired. I don't really know what happened. I don't know if there was drama. I don't know why they swapped devs, but it seems to me like these devs were hired, and then what happened is they didn't really like have the initial like spark for the game. They didn't have the initial creativity, right? They didn't have like the foundation of the game. So they're kind of just like, oh, I don't know, let's just like copy what they did in the previous games that people liked. Like that's what it felt like, you know what I mean? Because everything, like there was barely anything new. They're just like, yeah, we'll just design some like kind of creepy environments and the same puzzles with switches and filling a cart and fuses and hide behind boxes from like an eye that's trying to see you. Like it was all the same shit. It just felt like they were like, well, we've been hired to this role. We don't really like know how to design this game well because we aren't the original dudes. So like, well, let's just copy what they, let's just like plagiarize what they did before, but change the words enough so that it's ours, kind of thing. That's how the game felt to me. They probably are nervous if they deviate too much. Well, if they deviate too much, they did an entirely new story. That's ultimate deviation. Then again, the story after the second one was fairly potentially conclusive, so I guess it might have been a bigger risk to deviate from, or like to try to add to the story of the first one rather than do your own thing. Well, the Reanimal demo, well, I'm down, just not today because I think it's bruv time now, so we're gonna go. Yeah, it's definitely bruv time. It's like 10:30. I'm probably holding them up. Let me just see. I see a ping at me, and I just finished good in like 5 minutes. That was all right, honestly, man. Aggressively, I give that like a 6 out of 10, and that's pretty low for me. I'm usually pretty like nice about games. I would not recommend, unless you're just a huge Little Nightmares fan like I am, or you're really curious to get your own take on it. I would not recommend this game at this price point. I would wait for a sale. Yes or no? I would wait for a sale. That being said, it was only a disaster, terrible, but yeah, no, like to Artful's point, I'm definitely very curious to see the Reanimal launch next year, and I'm down to check the demo. It's probably like an hour or two, maybe during this Halloween-thon. 6 out of 10 is still above a pass. I don't think it wasn't like a biggest failure, Mind's Eye Part 2 of the year or something, but especially as an avid Little Nightmares fan, I mean, how many times have we played the first two? I was definitely a little disappointed. A lot of my fears that every time we talked about Little Nightmares 3 when it was first announced, and every time we mentioned it in a stream over the past few months, basically came to pass. I was like, man, I hope it's not super short. I hope, like, you know, they get creative with it. Blah, 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 blah. I hope, like, the monsters are better. Yeah, none of that happened. So, yeah. And I don't think there were very high expectations for what it's worth. But cool. All right, we have 4 teddy chests to open, and then we shall join the lads and get some Phasma or something in, likely. So let's do them teddies. So you guys get in the chests. I'll confirm with Breeny what's going on for the Gigas. If we don't get, I mean, Gigas are still like a low proc rate for what it's worth, so it's not really conclusive, but I'll know for sure with Breeny. Are we saving them for Giga chance? No, because I'm fairly certain chests snapshot when you earn them. Actually, I don't know if that's true, now that I think about it, because I remember telling Breeny to turn on punishments and waiting to open more chests, and he said he did. So actually, that might be false. Well, okay, it's up to you guys. Do you guys want to open the 4 chests tonight, or do you guys want to save your chests for tomorrow in the off chance that Breeny did not turn on Giga chests before he went to bed, which he probably didn't because we hadn't obtained it, and save them for tomorrow so that they have the chance to potentially be Giga chests? And that's only 4 right now. I don't know what else is going to happen tonight, you know, if anybody else contributes to the streamathon, so you guys talk about that for a sec. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna rinse my hands off again because they have like, that's why I kept smelling them. They still smell like shit from my cat's ass. No, they smell like the fucking like wipes and stuff still, like chemically.
yes, Daddy.
Vote and poll for the chests. All right. Save for tomorrow. Save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's fine. 6 out of 10 is what their mixed reviews are. Yeah, it's around there. Everything was stainless steel? Oh, it's fine now. Now it just smells like hand soap. But it had like chemical fucking disinfectant wipe smell and stuff. I don't want to like eat with that. Yeah, yes, answer is wake Brini up. I mean, if I could, I would. Nah, I still wouldn't. All right, cool. Well, that was a game. All right, next on the spooky menu, we're gonna Bruv Night and get really drunk, which is the scariest thing of all. And we're probably gonna like Phasmo and that kind of stuff. So gonna get a little silly and maybe a little scary and stuff tonight. And then the next game outside of Bruv Night tomorrow will be, what am I forgetting in? Mortuary Assistant, which is actually like a legit horror game. So that should be pretty spookums. Side Teddy, thank you for the new sub. I will plug for a second if anybody is looking to get Schworld, thank you for gifting a sub. If anybody is looking last second to get the chat badge from the support a streamer, which is what maybe these two guys just did, I'll hang out for like a couple minutes here. This is your last chance. We're probably not coming back to Little Nightmares 3 anytime soon, until they get to DLC, and by then it'll be long gone for any drops and stuff. So I'll join the Discord channel with the lads, and while if anybody wants to grab that last second, they can, and then we'll see what we're doing. We'll swap over. We shall swap-a-roo. I'll tell you the one really good thing about that game, though. It wasn't like a 0 out of 10 disaster, right? So like, you know, the graphics, some of the ambience, things like that were really nice. Now that being said,
Hi,
the best things
happy spooky month
is that it did lead me to drink, which I'm going to do now. Joja, long time no see. Thank you for the 17. I hope you're well. Happy spooky month indeed. We'll be playing PoE 2 at the end of the month for new season. If it's in October and it's during our streamathon, probably not. Maybe I'll go back to it after. What day does it launch? Cheers, everybody. Happy day one of our 16-day streamathon, something like that. Cheers. It's been insane, hopefully in a good way. It's good to see you back. What game now? I think we're going to Phasmo with the lads because it's a Bruv Night. Next solo game will be Mortuary Assistant tomorrow. That's what's on deck. 31st on bro, they're launching it on Halloween. Probably not, dude. We're gonna be doing our last game then. Maybe a couple days later. Cheers. Don't have that much booze for tonight. But I don't want to get like wasted. I mean, we'll definitely get sippy tonight, but my cleaning lady comes tomorrow and no waking up at 7 tomorrow. We got gaming to do, dude. We got spookies to do.
Just be super fun to like be in Discord drinking and playing it is No Man's Sky.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about that. Just finished that. I got pushed back because of Mr. Cat Poopy Butthole. So.
Yeah, no problem.
The real horror of Halloween.
Done. For any Little Nightmares fan in here, I would not recommend number 3 at this price point under any circumstance.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, that was pretty shit. Well, it was not like the worst game I ever played, but it was not as good as the other two, and they increased the price point over the other two. Like I would get it on like 50% sale or something.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
How much is it?
It's like 40 or something. 40 US. The first one was 20 and then 30, and then this one's 40. And then they certainly did not earn the increased price point from the second one, that's for sure. Good luck with Phasmo. We'll need it badly. So what's on Dick?
We were leaning towards Phasmo, but open to alternative.
Well, it is technically your birthday weekend.
All right.
So you decide, right? And I assume that's
Dark Souls of Galf.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. The scariest game of all. You know that's not true. It would be half as fun, too, and you're multiplying in the incorrect direction. I'm like, I was telling Spencer, I'm like not, but like slightly curious
Blizzard!
about that like PvP whatever mode coming into.
It's my party and I'll cry if I want to,
Albatross?
cry if I want to.
I didn't read into it.
Cry
like,
if I want to down
what
my
you do
tea.
exactly, but
We were talking about that right
Ricky,
before
thank you for the
you
93.
joined, yeah. No, that is definitely one that, like, when it comes out, I want to try it. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not, but it sounds very fun.
what is it? Like, it's like you indirectly compete with each other, right? To, like, do tasks?
The best I was able to figure out is it's sort of like Among Us.
Okay.
Yeah, like one of you plays as like one of the sneaky imposter type.
Yeah, that's kind of the impression I got, but it wasn't.
No. You gotta
super
add
clear
$30
from,
more
like,
to
the
that,
brief
guys.
article I read.
Okay, let me eat my second slice of pizza. I want to chill.
You like choose to play as a reagent or an imposter though.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Kind of gives me the
next.
impression of like old school Left 4 Dead PvP, which I loved back in the day, where you would play as the zombies and try to
Oh, really?
stop
Interesting.
people.
Mm.
But again, that's just from scanning through a article. I don't know what it actually is.
Right.
All right, last call on getting your badge for Little Nightmares 3 chat. Well, as we're swapping over to, I guess, Phasmo, sounds like.
All right, I'm gonna open Phasmo and go get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right. So Phasmo is what we're doing, Josh?
Sounds like it.
Wait, there's another scene. Suddenly the game's a 9 out of 10. He wants to go back, but the mirror's broken. He wants to go back to her. It's kind of a depressing ending, though, if you think about it. Sad, dude.